Hello, pile one. Hello, love. It's nice to have you here. Let's get quickly started with your reading. All right. So, what compliments do strangers give you behind your back? By the way, I have this Halloween setup because it's fall already, and I'm very excited for fall already. So, yeah. I mean, for Halloween to come. I'm excited for Halloween to come. Uh, let's get started. So right now, I'll read these in a bit. All right, so I feel like the vibes you give off, it doesn't matter your gender, you just give off maybe androgynous vibes or something, but like you have both genders like really, I'm hearing in my head fiending for you. I don't talk like that, but that's how spirit made me word it for you guys. um Basically they crave you, okay? Like I think that's what that means. And I'm just getting that so many people are kind of like, oh my god, this person gives off like daddy vibes, okay? And um you just give off very androgynous vibes, whether you're a girl or a guy. It's just something about you just looks very gender neutral. I wouldn't say gender fluid, it just gives off very gender neutral, where they can't put a label on you, and people kind of look at you in public and they're kind of like, damn, is that a pretty guy, a girl? Because like goddamn, they look so gorgeous. Or like they don't know how to like label you, so they're just kind of like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'd let them be daddy anytime. um, so I feel like if you do have an androgynous look, you do look more mask. Sorry, I don't know why I got like a little tickle cough thing in my throat, but um, I'm just getting that many strangers want a taste of you, and they're kind of always like, they don't know what to do. I just feel like they're like little babies drooling, or like, you know when you get hungry and you get all kinds of saliva in your mouth, like it just happens naturally. Because that's how I'm feeling right now. Like I have lots of saliva in my mouth. And I feel like that's how strangers view you. Like they look at you like some eye candy, and they're kind of like, oh my fucking god, like that person looks so cool. They also really like your style, and I feel like strangers secretly like talk to their friends like, damn, that person looks so hot, look at them. Or like, damn, I wonder how they like, how long it takes them to get ready, because goddamn, they look so effortlessly good. um I feel like you do lots of things, like maybe you take lots of hours, was what I'm trying to get at, to get ready, but people look at you as a effortless kind of beauty. I don't know, but something about your style kind of looks sleazy, or I don't know, I'm being called to use that word, but I feel like it looks a bit, I don't know, like tirado, like what do you call it, I guess in English, trashy, or like you didn't put too much effort in it. Like there's some like lazy kind of, I don't know how to explain the feeling of that word in Spanish, but it's just very like, you just got up and that's it. Because you look so majestic and beautiful to people, and they just don't know how to like be like, oh my god, I can't like they can't imagine you actually putting in effort for your looks, because they feel like even if you do, take lots of hours getting ready, they wouldn't actually expect you to look ugly after like removing all the makeup or stuff like that. I feel like some people are attracted to, others when they have makeup on, or when they're like dressed a certain way, but then the moment they change or do something, then they're less attracted to them. And usually those people are superficial. Others will say no, it doesn't matter, like you get to see the real person without makeup, and it's okay not to be attracted to them anymore, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's how people view you, where they're kind of like, even I feel like even if they take off their makeup or they stop dressing this way, they would still look attractive to me. um then with the Ace of Wands here, I am getting like, people think that you have lots of people crushing on you or wanting your number. So they're kind of like, what if I walk up to them and they tell me, oh no, I'm sorry, like I already have too many people in my DMs? Or like, oh, I'm sorry, like I'm taken. Or I'm sorry, like I just, you're not my type. Like they feel like you have options, so they are very scared to walk up to you. I feel like you get people in the grocery store staring at you, and then they'll look at their friend like, should I go up to them, should I not, or should I at least give them a compliment so that they know of my existence? Maybe they'll ask me out, like maybe I'm their type. Like they compliment you in a way where it's like, I don't know, like they hype themselves up, but they're complimenting you. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but mainly when they compliment you behind your back, it's just kind of like, oh my god, this person's so hot, should I ask them out? Or oh my god, this person is so hot, should I like walk up to them, or like walk past in front of them? So they're complimenting you by, I guess, simping over you, or, you know, just really having a big crush on you. I don't know if that stands as a compliment, but I feel like it is when like someone likes you and it's really cute. Um, but yeah, I feel like that's how people compliment you, is by having a crush on you and just like really looking at you. Like, you attract people who don't say things with their words, and rather you attract those who just look at you and they're kind of like, oh, I'm gonna just take them in and, you know, appreciate how aesthetically pleasing they are to me. So yeah, I feel like lots of people compliment you by staring and like being like, oh, oh, like I could stare at this person all day long. Or their thoughts are usually internal, okay? Like they don't ever really say it out loud. So if you never got complimented in the store or something, like you go all dressed somewhere and like nobody compliments you, it's because most of the time people think that lots of people are already doing that, so they don't, okay? Then right here we have the ink pot, problems to be resolved. Owl, good advice from a wise person. See, this is what I was talking about, where they tend to like ask their friends, should I compliment them, should I not, or like da, da, da. Like, you're everybody's crush at a first glance, okay? And then problems to be resolved. I am getting that you just give off like, I'm gonna take care of you, like, you know, like daddy does everything. So like I'm getting like daddy, like, oh my god, like you just give off daddy vibes, like you're gonna take care of me and, you know, make all my problems just disappear, like daddy, like take care of me. Like I'm just getting that kind of vibe. So um that's what like people like secretly compliment you in their head. They're kind of like having like these kinky little fantasies when they stare at you. Like I feel so nervous complimenting you myself right now. Then problems to be resolved is also hinting towards like you just look like someone who's very helpful. Like whether you are out and about, I just feel like if you see an anxious person I feel like you're easy to help them or something, or just something about you look like you don't have any fear or anxiousness in your bones. Like I feel like you are the type of person, if you see someone in line and, you know, they have a few objects to like pay for in line, you're gonna be like, oh, you know, they look a little anxious, I'm gonna make their day, and just be like, hey, you can cut in line in front of me, it's fine, or something like that. Like you may have one object, but then you see them with a few objects and you might see them anxious, and you just automatically take the leader role to take care of others, okay? So you give off this nurturing vibe, but many people see that as a daddy vibe. There's an androgynous vibe to you. I don't, like, you do have feminineness to you, like femininity, like there's a hint of it, but many people see more of a mask vibe to you. So you could be you know, you could identify as a woman, but many see you as mask, or something like that. Like your beauty is just like in the middle, it's neutral, like I can't explain it. And others tend to like, I don't know, like they just want to call you daddy, okay? Like that's just what I'm getting, where you just have that vibe to you, and you just give off this nurturing vibe, but then like a caretaker, like daddy vibe, like it, like people look at you and they'd be like, damn, that they'd be fun in bed, okay? Like I'm just getting that. So yeah, and you also look like you're just minding your own business, but then when you like do certain things, like people look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, they're a sweetheart too, or like something like that. Like people look at you as a type of person that would help grandmas cross the street, or like feed a cat in the heat or something like that. Like it's hot out and then you're just kind of like, oh my god, the little cat looks like they might be dehydrated or they need some food. You go out of your way to do certain things like that, and people notice that. So yeah, people compliment you when you are doing acts of service, or just simply when you're just breathing. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you have a lovely day, night, or afternoon. Bye bye, love. Hello, pile 2, welcome to your reading, love. It's so nice to have you here. I feel like your energy is very comforting, because pile 2 really made me anxious. Like they had very domineering, I mean pile 1 had very domineering energy, and yours is just like very chillax, where like I just feel so comfortable. Like I feel like I would fall asleep in your energy, but in a good kind of way. Like if I haven't slept in a long time, I feel like you're everybody's solace and comfort, okay? I don't know, you just give off very comforting vibes. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, okay. So people look at you and they're kind of like, how do I say, when strangers compliment you, I feel like either lots of strangers talk to you when you're, you know, shopping for groceries or something, or I don't know, you just give off a very um you give off like a very popular kid kind of vibe, but that talks to everybody because you're very chillaxed. You also give off like, I don't know, you talk to every kind of walk of life and everyone just feels very comfortable. So the compliments you get is I'm getting so like, damn, I wonder what it is like to, you know, date that person, or oh my god, the person who dates them is, you know, so lucky because they look so attractive, they are friendly, they are kind, you know, they do this or that, or they dress really well. You just get all kinds of different compliments. I feel like all different kinds of walks of life tend to take a liking to you. And by that I mean like every race, gender, like doesn't matter where they come from, okay? um but I feel like some people are aesthetically pleasing, but then they only please a certain amount of eyes. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like you please everybody's eyes. Like you could please you know, I don't know, like you could please someone from a different foreign country and they'll find you beautiful. You could please someone from I don't know, like just hopefully you understand what I mean, because I'm really bad at explaining, but I just feel like everyone looks at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, like this person is just so down to earth. Like I wonder, you know, who raised them. It could also be that you look mixed race, or you could live in an area where, you know, maybe your skin tone isn't um the norm. And I don't like saying the norm, but you know, like maybe, you know, if you have a darker skin tone and you were raised in a mainly light paled white kind of neighborhood, people look at you and they're kind of like, damn, they're so beautiful. Or like if it's the opposite, vice versa, if you were raised in an area where, you know, you have a white skin tone and there's many, you know, people with a darker skin tone, people look at you and they're kind of like, damn, that person's so beautiful. You know, like there's something about you that stands out, a specific feature of yours, and people are like, oh my god. um I heard like recently that there's like, I don't know which country, but there's a specific country where there's many like blue eyes. I don't know if they said like the Netherlands or like Germany or something like that, right? And people over there really tend to like people with brown eyes, and I was like, are you serious? And the norm for them is like blue eyes. I'm not saying that it's Germany who has blue eyes or anything like that. It was a specific country. And when I saw that, like I read that somewhere, I was like, really? They find, you know, brown eyes really beautiful. And then, you know, in the US, lots of people are always wanting blue eyes, green eyes, and like whatever is norm for someone is, you know, someone else wants it or like really admires it, you know what I mean? Like that's how people view you, where they look at you and they're like, oh my god, that's such a beautiful human being. um so it says your dreams need a practical plan. From what I get here, you look like you have your whole life planned out. There's something about the way you dress that just gives off, I'm having fun. Even if your style is very chaotic and creative, and you know, you wake up and you're kind of like, I'm gonna just put these pieces together and whatever, like, and whatever, like I'm just gonna do it. You go out and people look at you, there's just something about your energy that demands respect, that demands attention, that demands for others to look at you, because you walk in a room and you bring this balance that I can't explain it. Like you get everyone's eyes right away, and there's just something about your beauty that makes, you know, people just want to be like, oh my god, that person, you know, walked in and all of a sudden I feel so calm and good. But there's something about your style that makes people go, oh my god, like, are they, well off with money? Do they own a business that they could just dress like that and, you know, live their life so free? There's something about you look like when you're shopping or something, you just look careless. Like if you know the world is going to take care of you, you look abundant. You could just be buying something and people are like, oh my god, they don't have to worry about, you know, this or that. You could, um own a business, or you could, come from a well-off family. Something about that doesn't have to be, but I am getting so that people look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, they're just living their lives. They're serving, looks. Because I feel like either you have lots of money or you go broke trying, you know, different styles and stuff like that. Or maybe you know, do, what do you call that? Is it not thrifting? Is it thrifting? Or you know what I mean? Like, fuck, I don't know the correct word. Where people go to, I know this word, but I forgot it. It's like where you go out to stores and you buy clothes that are already used and stuff, and you try to upcycle them. I forgot the word. There's a specific word. I'm sorry. I said thrifting, but I know it's not thrifting. Could be, but then again, no. If I remember, I'll put it right here. But you look like someone who does that, and then there's also this vibe to you where maybe your style is more clean, where it's like you look put together and everything, and you just give off a vibe that you can obtain anything regardless of your style. Though I am getting, whether you look laid back or whether you have this like very clean, crisp vibe to you, I am getting that people look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, they are definitely obtaining anything they want in their life. Like they are going places, they are just doing amazing. They're something about your skin. Like I feel like whether you have a good skin day or whether you're kind of like, oh my god, I'm breaking out, people look at you and they're kind of like, damn, that person looks so angelic. um and something about, even when you have your skin, you know, pimply, or like there's something with your skin that you may hate about it, I am getting that people look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, that person looks so effortlessly beautiful. They don't need no makeup. They don't need this or that. You just go about your day. You may not wear makeup, or you may, you know, not cover up your insecurities. Maybe, I don't know. Like I've heard that some people use a mask, or like they'll use certain objects to cover like pimples and stuff like that. But like you don't go around with pimple patches, or if you do, people look at you and they compliment you for that. They're kind of like, oh my god, they're taking care of their skin, or they really like taking care of themselves. Regardless of what you do, there's just something about you that looks effortless, and like you just don't care about other people's opinions. Okay, like I'm just getting that people just really look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, that's the work of God, or that's the work of the fucking universe all together combined. Like everybody's beauty was stolen so that it could be given to that person. That's how people look at you. Okay. um I think that's it, but we have more right here. I forgot about these for a second. Obstacles to overcome, beware of self-delusion. Yeah, this one right here, I just feel like with this, it just looks like you're in your own little world, and you know, there's this like clumsy energy to you at times, but most of the time you look very, I don't know, like put together. Like you look like if you're not in a hurry, but there's just something about, you know, why you're in the store, you know, why you're in the library, and you're like, boom, 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 I'm getting out, or boom, 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 I'm gonna, you know, sit here and enjoy. Like wherever you go, you just look like you're doing something important. Okay, like you're here to, like, if you're here to enjoy yourself, you're here to enjoy yourself, and you're not gonna let anybody ruin that. If you're here to just grab a book and get out, you're not gonna let anybody, you know, ruin that. Of like, you know, I'm gonna start to chit chat with so and so, or da, da, da. No, you're kind of like, oh, I gotta go now. Like there's something about you that screams, I have confidence enough to be like, I respect my time and I respect your time, and I don't feel like talking right now. You just look like a healthy person. Okay, like something about you are not afraid to like tell someone, hey, I don't have time for you today. I'm sorry, I don't want to socialize. So yeah, there's just something about that. Some people can, you know, corrupt, it could rub people, you know, some people in the wrong way, but then other people really admire it. And that's what, you know, this reading is about. Some like it and they compliment you. And then there's obstacles to overcome. Like I said, you look like you're going places. You look like you can achieve anything and obtain anything. People look at you and they're kind of like, does this person, you know how to manifest? Or does this person, you know, come from a wealthy family where they can just obtain anything? Or if you don't, they know that, you know, something about, they, people just look at you and they're kind of like, damn, this person is definitely going to be the kind of parent who, you know, make sure that their kids inherit lots of money, or that, you know, they you look like you save money so that you can buy a house and then like pay it off. Like you're gonna be able to pay it off and then be like, hey kids, or like if you do plan to have kids or something, you look like you're the type of person who's also going to, maybe if you don't have kids, you're going to give it to someone who's treated you really well in your life. Maybe if a youngster takes care of you in your olden days, people know that someone's going to inherit like loads of money because there's just something about you that just looks like you're gonna be successful, rich, and you have a kind heart, so they know that's gonna go to a good cause. Whatever you save up, whatever you do, maybe you give to charity a lot as well. There's just something about you, sorry, that screams that you're going places and that you're gonna be, you know, taking people up with you, up the ladder, okay? Like, very kind, very down to earth. But that's that. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely day, night, or afternoon. Bye-bye, love. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading, love. Let's get quickly started with your reading. I don't know, but I feel like some of you guys need a reminder to take care of yourself. So go hydrate, go do what you got to do. That's also probably a reminder for me because I need to hydrate too. But I'm just getting that, like, some of you guys probably need to hydrate right now. Yeah. You just give off a very comforting vibe. Like, you know those collages that, you know, are very put together and everything just looks so together? You look like a walking vision board. Like something, I don't know, like people want to obtain you, okay? Like when you think of a vision board, there's lots of things that people put on their vision board, like things they want to do, things they want others to say to them, things they want to manifest, right? And I feel like that's how people look at you. You look like comfort, but you also look like you belong in someone's future. I feel like you got many people who fall in love with you just with one glance, and they kind of like, oh my god, I wish that person was mine, or oh my god, I wish that person, you know, could walk up to me and say this. People, I don't know, like they just fantasize when they stare, okay? They can't help but fantasize and just like go off into like dreaming land, daydreaming land. Or maybe if they see you throughout the day, maybe you are going to the store to buy something, they see you, and then later they'll probably get told by the manager, hey, why are you spacing out? And then they're kind of like, oh my god, sorry. And then it's because they were thinking of you. Something about that, like you get people very shook and they can't shake you off, like that you can't get off their minds. Once you've entered it, they can't get you out of their head. um I am also getting, with the Seven of Pentacles here, there's just people assume that you have a line of people waiting to date you. You have a line of people waiting on you to reply, to, you know, hang out, to do things. And then with the Whitney Wolf Herd card here, if you don't make the first move, someone else will. Every hour spent staring at a screen is an hour spent alone. Beware to other people. Your profile is your true self. I am getting that people hold you on a pedestal where I'm just getting like, I don't know, like people look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, they could totally be a movie actress, or oh my god, this person or actor, movie actress or actor, you look like you belong on TV, okay? And then as if you don't make the first move, someone else will. So like I said, people expect you to have lots of people wanting to date you and stuff. So when they look at you, they're kind of like, I need to make a move fast. So you may get lots of people who walk up to you and want to date you, you know, who compliment you or who flirt with you, and you're just kind of like, I feel uncomfortable, or I don't know what to do, right? I feel like you're the type who doesn't know how to flirt, for the fact that many people approach you or are constantly in your GMs flirting with you. So you probably don't have enough experience with flirting with others because people come after you, okay? Like I just feel like that is true. And I feel like that's how other people view you. They know that you could easily just like say a few words, or you're just kind of like, yeah, or like something, and you could easily hypnotize others with your voice. I feel like you have a really pretty voice, and others really adore that about you. They know that you could charm your way or charm anybody, and I feel like I feel like even like if people have wives or husbands, I'm just getting that people are kind of like, oh my god, I need to, you know, take care of my husband because so and so just walked in the room, or so and so, you know, is so pretty. I'm just getting that even the people who are insecure that their husband or wife is gonna be staring at you, they'll look at you and they'll be like, I'm sorry. I definitely need to drink some water. But um like even the people who have wives and stuff and they're insecure that their wives and husbands are gonna be looking at you, they'll look at you and they'll be like, oh my god, like they're hot. Like um Yeah, like they're hot. They definitely could steal my man any day, but I'd rather them steal me. I feel like you get straight people who even look at you and they're kind of like, fuck, am I not straight? So, um, I'm just getting that. You make people question themselves sometimes. You make people want to break their boundaries just to get a little taste, okay? Um, then with these cards right here, it says, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. See, see what I was talking about earlier? That's fucking hilarious. So yeah, people are afraid that you're gonna steal their husbands or wives or boyfriend, girlfriend, their partner, right? And advice from a friend. I feel like before lots of people approach you, they end up, you know, getting hyped up by their friends because you just give off this vibe that you're gonna reject them. So like people really got to mentally, emotionally, spiritually be prepared to like get knocked down. And I feel like their friends are kind of like, yeah, you could do it, you could do it, you could do it. So you have many people who definitely before they approach you, they definitely have to have their friends, you know, hype them up really, 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 really bad for a long time. So if you feel like some people are slow, like let's say you have a crush on someone and this person, you know, looks like they're interested in you too. If you've ever questioned yourself, like, oh my god, why is this person thinking so slow? Or like, why aren't they asking me out yet? Usually people ask me out fast. I feel like that's why, because you make people anxious, okay? You make people anxious in a good way. And then with the shark here, I'm just getting people fear you, but they like it, okay? Like, um, I don't know. There's just something about your energy. Um, I don't know. You just give off like a very siren kind of vibe where you can drown anybody and people would be happy to drown in your waters, okay? Um, then I'm also getting an energy of damn, the energy went really silent. There's just something about how people know that if they were to enter your life, they would get so addicted and they wouldn't know what to do without you afterwards. Just by looking at you, they know that you're trouble, okay? Um, Something about that, but like they like it. They're just kind of like, this person's hard to obtain, hard to keep, maybe. Because I feel like, yes, you are beautiful, but you don't care about aesthetics. It's more about how people treat you, and people know they can't easily have access to you, they can't mess with you, and they can't be breaking your boundaries because you're gonna be like, I am gorgeous, I am attractive, and I am not gonna take this shit. Like, why would I want to step in poop when, you know, my shoes need to be cleaned all the fucking damn time? Or why would I want to step in poop? Like, ew. Like, there's just something about your energy that just goes ew. Like, as if, you know what I'm talking about? It just gives like that energy. And hopefully you guys know that movie line, as if, from Clueless. You just give off that energy of really protecting yourself and loving yourself, but there's also this down to earth vibe to you, and people can see that, where they know that, I don't know, like people feel like they have a chance with you, but then at the same time they don't, okay? You look unattainable and you look very attractive, sexy, and angelic. There's just this sexy, seductive, angelic vibe to you. And the compliments that people give you behind your back is just like, goddamn, this person looks heavenly. Or I'm also getting that people compliment like your chest area a lot. Doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, or you know, however you identify, your chest area looks attractive, like your upper, maybe your shoulders or your chest area, something about that. And then others of you guys have a nice legs. I'm getting that some of you guys have daddy long legs, which is those nice long legs. So some of you could be tall. You don't have to be tall though, because short people, there's some short people who have, you know, more legs than they do a torso, and nothing is wrong with that, okay? But I'm just getting that if you hate that, people find that very beautiful and sexy about you, like your legs, okay? Something about your legs looks very sexy to others. Maybe some of you guys work out or something. I'm also getting that, or maybe you don't work out. Like, so I feel like the majority of you do work out, and then some of you guys don't. You're gonna be like, haha, no. But there's just something about your body that looks structured, like if you do work out, okay? And then for those of you who do work out, people look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, this person definitely works out. I can tell that, you know, they've been working out this muscle or that muscle. um yeah, like people just look at you and they have nothing but compliments to give. And when they're talking to their friends or stuff like that, I feel like you get people like, when they're hanging out with their friends, they look at you and they're kind of like, oh, let's just start talking about this person and complimenting their outfit. Because there's this thing where I know people do this, and I hated this my entire lifetime because I was friends with like a group of people who would do this. But like they would go out and then just talk about people in a negative way, but then like when there was like good people around that they found attractive, they would tend to like, what do you call it, they would tend to compliment them, or like their outfits and stuff like that. This would happen in school, and I would hate that. Like I would be like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you talking shit? Like I never like people like that, okay? And I feel like that's what people do to you. Like when they stop at you, they'll be like, oh my god, that person's so attractive, and they don't have anything negative to say, is what I'm getting, okay? And yeah, that is that. um so I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to drink water, by the way. I'm gonna go and drink some water right now as well. But anyways, that was in the reading. If you did like, please comment or subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely day, night, or afternoon. Bye-bye, love. Hello, pile 4. Welcome to your reading, love. Let's get quickly started with your reading. All right. What compliments do strangers give you behind your back? All right. So, okay, right off the bat, I'm getting like you're a dark kind of beauty. And by that, it could just be your aesthetic. You could have a darker skin tone. Doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to be African, okay, to have a darker skin tone. There could be like a darkness to your skin tone, or maybe just in general, if you are pale, I'm getting that maybe you have dark hair, dark brown eyes, something like that. But I am getting that, okay? Like something about your appearance, whether it's your physical appearance or like just your aesthetic, the way you dress yourself, something about that, okay? And then I just really noticed this area right here, like in the photo, is like a butt, and I didn't notice that, and I just noticed that. So I feel like you have a nice butt, and I feel like lots of people compliment your butt. And they notice it, like they can't help but notice it. So you definitely have a nice big butt, okay? Regardless of your gender, there's something about your butt that looks really good, okay? And then your commitment is being tested. So I am getting that like you have like a really, really nice body, nice physique, right? And I'm just getting that lots of people want to stare at it, and that makes other people mad at their partners. Like, why in the fuck are you staring at that person? You know, you're that person that everyone is afraid, you know, like they're just afraid of you, okay? Like afraid of you being alone with their partner, afraid of you, you know, just being alive, like breathing, like they're just afraid of you, okay? But then again, people can't help but want to compliment you. Like they notice why their partner is staring. Like they can like, oh my god, that person, you know, is so attractive. Like I totally get it. But at the same time, they're kind of like, but why would my partner have to stare? Like why do they have to stare? So I feel like people can't help but compliment you regardless. And then there's those people who, you know, they feel secure with their partners, and they'll be like, yeah, like I totally see why that person, is really attractive. I know that person is really attractive, or they have a nice bottom, they have a nice chest area, they have this or that, or I like their waist, or da da da. There's just something about you that, you know, those secure people, when they feel secure with their partners, they're kind of like, whatever, like it doesn't matter if my partner's staring, because at the end of the day, my partner's going home with me. You know what I mean? And I feel like, I don't know. There's some people who even look at your body and they're kind of like, that's body goals. I wish I could look like that. Or that's body goals. I need to go up to them and ask them like, what's your workout routine? Or like, hey, you know, do you go to the gym? Can you take me to the gym with you? Or I just feel like people want to walk up to you and be like, hey, so what do you do to keep your physique like that? Or like, what do you do to maintain, you know, your beautiful hair? Or like, are your eyelashes natural? Like, if you get people telling you, is that natural? Don't take it as a bad, you know, as a backhanded compliment or as a bad compliment, because I feel like people ask you that because you just look so unreal in a good way. Like you look very out of this world. Your beauty is very out of this world. You look like one of those person who, you know, is from a manhwa, or from manga, or like you just look like someone only written by people in their minds. You know what I mean? Like when you read a book, sometimes people like see authors describe certain body features, you're kind of like, oh, that wouldn't exist. You are that existent in real flesh, and people can't help but be like, hey, did you get work done? Like, let me know, because I need to call I need to call, you know, make some calls too if you did get work done. And then you probably say, no, I got it all natural, or yes, I did this or that, and they're kind of like, oh my god, thank you, like so attractive, letting me know the real deal, or let me know this or that, or what I can do. And I feel like if you're all natural and you tell people, no, I don't work out, I don't do this or that, you know, it's just genetics, people really like that, you know, you compliment their body still, or like there's something about you that you don't look like you're competing, and you would never actually steal someone's wife or husband, and you're kind of like, oh my god, look at you. Or I feel like if you do notice, like, you know, someone else's wife or husband or partner staring at you, you're the type of person who like walks up to that person who feels a little insecure with you, and you're kind of like, oh my god, you guys look like a cute couple. There's just something about you that doesn't look like you're competing, and people just feel safe with you, okay? Like, you are this very grounded, beautiful person. There's this dark beauty to you where, like I said, you look like you lure people in, but then there's this innocence to you where you're like, no, that's not in my nature. You may look at me that way. I was born with, you know, this body, like maybe this is, you know, this generation's beauty type, but that's not my problem. Like that, you know, my body lures or seduces people, that's not my problem. But you know what I can be doing? I can make others feel uplifted too. And I feel like that's your mindset. Your mind is beautiful, your body is beautiful, and people notice that right away. People who see you interact, or who can see, like, you know, there's times where you don't know that people notice the kind of acts that you're doing. I feel like you're the kind of person who, you know, just doesn't like, you know, putting it out there like, oh, I did this, yay, like thank me. Like, you don't ask for thank yous. You don't ask for like people to look at you and give you attention for certain things, right? And people secretly notice that you do acts of kindness. So maybe when other people feel insecure, and then you walk up to others and be like, oh my god, you two look like a cute couple, you know, like I mentioned earlier, people notice that. Other people who are also staring at you notice how you don't compete, how you have a beautiful mind, a beautiful heart, as much as you do a body, you know what I mean? And yeah, like, you're just so beautiful, okay? Whether you're a guy or girl, I'm calling you beautiful because you're like beauty, and I can't describe you in any other way but beautiful, because you're like heaven on earth, okay? That's like a piece of heaven on earth, and everyone's just kind of like, oh my god, yay, the angels are here, okay? Like, I'm exaggerating, but that's like the truth of how people look at you. Bouquet, I don't know how to say that and with a good accent, so I'm sorry. Bouquet. um Compliments from an admirer, and then dealings or relationship with an older woman. Yeah, I just feel like with this older woman thing card here, I am getting that people think you're gonna age really well, but then there's also another thing. If you are on the older side, you still attract lots of people, like regardless of your age. Like, you could be 60, 70, 80, doesn't matter your age, right? Like, you're like, you could be, you know, like that old. Like, I didn't mean to say it in a mean way, by the way, but then you also like, I feel like you attract people who are still in their 20s, and they're kind of like, oh my god. Or like, people can help but compliment you, how you still, there's like this youthfulness to you. You could have wrinkles, but people look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, that person, you know, they look like they lived a good life. Like, I there's just something about how, even if you do have wrinkles, let's say you have smile wrinkles, like so many people hate their smile wrinkles, and they'll be like, oh my god, my wrinkles, I need to get rid of them, I need to do Botox and all this or that. There's just something about how you kept your body natural, and they look at you and they kind of like, oh, that person definitely lived a good life. Like, they look at their cute, adorable smile wrinkles and near their eyes, near their lips, or something about that. And I don't know, like, you just make people feel comforted that, I don't know, like, some people fear growing old, right? And if you are on the older side, they look at you and they're kind of like, oh my god, I still have hope that I can look like heaven, just as heavenly as they look, you know? So you bring people comfort that if you take care of yourself, and if you don't harm your body and do this or that, or do this or that, or like, I don't know, like, there's certain people who will do certain things and then regret it later throughout their life. Like I've heard people who have done work on themselves, like gotten, a boob lift, or who have done certain things and kind of like, oh my god, I regretted that, or da da da, and then they end up removing the boob lift, or not boob lift, but those boob implants. They remove them boob implants and stuff like that, and then they have scars they have to live with, and they're kind of like, oh, I'm gonna have to get used to it. There's certain things like that, right? And I feel like there's just something about you that screams natural, regardless of your age. You don't have to be 80. I'm just getting, you could be 30 or a little older, um or just something about, I don't know, you bring comfort to everybody. Like, you could be, young, but then old people look at you and then you remind them of their older self, and they're kind of like, I need to have more of that young energy I once had, like, taking care of myself. Where you inspire people to just want to take care of themselves again, or want to live their life a little happier. Um, you remind them of, I don't know, like a happy time, okay? A happy place in their life. Um, being in your energy is just beautiful, and it just makes people happy. Like, they get high and they elevate really quick, okay? Um, then compliments from an admirer. I am getting, like I said earlier, people who have wives or husbands or partners, they get insecure, but then they can help but compliment you themselves as well. But I'm also getting that you have lots of admirers who who wish they can like cater to you, or like, I don't know, like want to know your address or where you live so they can send you flowers. Like, I know that sounds creepy and stalkerish to some, but you inspire the old romantic vibes in others, okay? Like, I don't know, like, you see old movies where people just send flowers to the girl they saw across the street, or like, I don't know, they find like people from the phone books or something, and they're kind of like, hey, do you remember me? Would you like to go to a coffee, or da, da, da. Old movies are very dramatic and exaggerated, and the younger generation, I know personally me, I look at it and be like, how did they fall in love with just one glance? Like, it doesn't make sense, or da da da, this or that. And I don't know, maybe back then it was a lot easier to fall in love, I guess. I don't know. But that's how people feel towards you. They easily fall in love. They easily want to cater to you, like how people did in the olden days. Nowadays, people will look at others and then they'll be like, maybe I'll get their number if I see them again. They don't take chances anymore, but with you, people instantly want to take a chance. People instantly want to do this or that with you. Um, I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, that's that. And that's all I have to say. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely day, night, or afternoon. Bye bye, love.